Good day. It's an honor for me to greet you as the president of the World Association for Sexual Health. I would like to acknowledge the presence of so many important people to WAS at this conference. I'm so sorry that I cannot attend the conference in person. We felt that it would be better if this conference is attended by our colleagues at WAS who do speak Spanish, and I regret not being there. But I would like to acknowledge the president of the Federation of WAS in the region, FLASSES, President Felipe Hurtado Murillo. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this opening address, and thank you for everything that you do for the World Association for Sexual Health and for FLASSES in your region. We see all of your efforts and we appreciate it. And then to the members of the WAS Executive Committee who is attending there in person, Alan Giami, our Vice President, Luis Perelman, our Secretary General, Pedro Nobre, our past President, and Esther Corona, Executive Committee Member and International Liaison Officer, amongst many other things. You know Esther very well in your region. Thank you so much for attending the conference in person and for representing WAS at this important Federation meeting for us. I would also like to extend a special word of greetings and thanks to the President of the Congress, to the entire Congress Organizing Committee, as well as to the board members of FLASSES. Thank you for what you've done in putting this conference together. It is much appreciated. I know what it takes to arrange a conference, all of the many nights and many meetings to make it happen, but this is what it is all about, to get together as professionals, and we thank you for doing that. And then also to all of the other members of the World Association for Sexual Health, the members of FLASSES, and all other colleagues and distinguished guests that are attending this Congress. I greet you and I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you briefly about the World Association for Sexual Health and our collaboration with FLASSES, our regional federation in this particular region. As a global confederation, we proudly represent thousands of professionals in sexual health and rights globally, as well as the region. We are delighted to share with you our collaborative efforts in leading in sexuality education, research, clinical services, policy development, and advocacy. These efforts have significantly progressed our mission to promote sexual health and rights to all, not only globally, but specifically also in your region. It is impossible for WAS to do all of these things in a way that matters to the region if we do not have a regional body that is strong and that is representing us on the ground. We live in a world where too many people don't have access to their right to informed and autonomous choices regarding sexual health. Only a handful of nations have strong laws and policies ensuring sexual health, rights, justice, and pleasure for all citizens. Sex-positive attitudes are far from universal, and diversity is often met with resistance, if not persecution. Tragically, gender inequality and sexual violence persist worldwide, and particularly in zones of armed conflict and war. Despite the wealth of technological advancements, it remains a challenge to access comprehensive sexuality education that is grounded in scientific evidence, based on rights-based principles and shaped by experience-informed insights by professionals like you. Moreover, the absence of training and certification in sexual health, especially in the global south and in many regions in Latin America, it highlights the need for leadership in sexual health and rights. This is precisely where WAS and FLASSES comes in and where our collaboration is so important. We build on the leadership of WAS and FLASSES over the past decades, and we take hands to move together to forge a future where there is sexual health and rights for all. We believe that professionals in sexual health and rights are pivotal in advancing almost all of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, but particularly good health and well-being, gender equality, reduced inequalities, partnerships, and building strong and equitable institutions. Therefore, as an organization, our main focus is to support these professionals in sexual health and rights, globally and particularly in your region, to be catalysts of change in their own regions and to enhance sustainable development through sexual health, rights, and justice. As we navigate these critical issues together, WAS beckons you for your support. While we possess the experience and expertise to effect change, we need allies to stand with us. We invite you to be inspired and mobilized by what you hear at this conference and to bring sexual health and rights for all to your own environments back at home. Thank you for taking the time away from your families, away from your personal and professional lives, to come and share your knowledge and to come and learn from your colleagues. If you will afford me the opportunity to briefly share my screen, I would just like to show you a little bit more about what it is that the World Association for Sexual Health does globally. There's the logo of the World Association for Sexual Health. I hope you know it well by this time. And then we have 6 official federations, of which FLASSES is probably our biggest federation and one of our most important regional federations, because you've been so strong, you've been around for a long time, you've had a massive local impact. There are so many respected professionals from your region, and we rely on you to be able to be representative in the region and to make an impact in the region. But we do have North America, Europe, the East Mediterranean region, Asia, Oceania, and Africa as well. Then I would like to encourage you to please take out your phones and to take a picture of these QR codes. Here you will be able to access our most recent declarations. We have the Declaration on Sexual Justice that was just released towards the end of last year at our last conference. It is not a final declaration yet. We are still doing a lot of work to develop this declaration. Alan Giami and Esther Corona chair this steering committee, and they will have a special symposium on sexual justice at this conference. And we invite you to please attend and to bring your views on sexual justice to the table in order for us to have a properly representative declaration that can really bring change globally. Then the Declaration on Sexual Rights. I hope you are aware of it. We celebrated the anniversary of the declaration in Valencia during the last FLASSES conference, but this is a very relevant document. It's 10 years old now, and it is still used globally to shape policy, and hopefully it will be shaping policy within your region much more in the near future. And then our Declaration on Sexual Pleasure, that was released in the conference in Mexico and then finally accepted in the conference in South Africa in 2021. This declaration has definitely shaped research. We can see how there's a significant increase in research on pleasure and how the narrative in sexual health has largely changed to focus away from pathology, but more towards pleasure, which is more a well-being centered policy. And we are delighted to see that even organizations like the WHO is investing in research on pleasure. And then World Sexual Health Day happens every year on the 4th of September. I hope that you are celebrating World Sexual Health Day already. If you're not celebrating, please look out. The theme for next year's World Sexual Health Day will be announced after the General Assembly of WAS, which happens on the 12th of December. But every year WAS brings out a new theme that makes sexual health practical. It's a way that we reach not only professionals, but also the general community with messages about sexual health. And then our journal, the International Journal for Sexual Health, it is an English journal, so many of you might not find it useful enough, but we would really like to expand research in sexual health and rights in Spanish as well. So please continue to do your research. Please continue to publish. If you are interested in receiving the journal, you pay only $50 extra on top of your FLASSES membership to get this journal. So you are really encouraged to sign up for this journal for $50 American. You will do it through the WhatsApp, which I will share with you shortly as well. And then, of course, I need to invite you to our conference in Brisbane in Australia next year in June. I hope that being together with so many sexologists from your region will be inspiring to you, and that you will want to come and join us in Brisbane to learn more from the Asia-Oceania region, who's co-hosting this conference with us, with the Society of Australian Sexologists as the member organization that's the host. And we would love to also hear from you, from the research that you are doing. There will be another round of abstract submissions that will open up briefly towards the end of January. So please do look out for that. But there's also a QR code that you can quickly scan. And any of these things, you can ask my colleagues who's attending there from the World Association for Sexual Health. And then the WhatsApp is available on the app stores. You can take a picture of those QR codes as well, and you can download the WhatsApp. There's so many free resources on there already. All of our webinars are on there, as well as the last conference. You can get that for also $50, and you can communicate with your colleagues on there. So please go and sign up for the WhatsApp. And then please follow us on social media. WAS is always communicating about the big events in sexual health that's happening globally, our member organizations events, interesting publications, and make sure that you stay up to date of what's happening in the world of sexual health by following us on our social media accounts. WAS has actually recently removed our presence from X due to the political situation involved there. And there is our contact information. We've got a WhatsApp line. We have an office email address. Through worldsexualhealth.net, you will be able to find us. So please, if you have any questions about WAS, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much for the opportunity to briefly speak to you today. And thank you again for attending. Thank you again for the invitation to bring you this short address. And I hope that you will have a wonderful conference and that you will go home truly inspired to bring sexual health and rights to all. Good day.